Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Thanks for your support on Patreon. Disrespectfully classy, Marky Blasey. Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk Super News. I'm Ollie Davis. We've got a packed show for you today, including a wild Sasha Banks sighting in Japan, several top WWE stars returning soon, and one ex-WWE star who just announced his wrestling comeback. Click the timestamps in the video description below to jump to any of those stories right now. And make sure to have a super click party. Super click. And give us a subscribe, click the thumbs up button, and answer our question of the day down below. What do you think of WWE using Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins as an on-screen couple? Because I'll be replying to people in the comments from out of nowhere, telling you how I find Becky's current Twitter profile picture strangely attractive, despite being a very much real-life couple, a fact Michael Cole likes to point out on average every 2.9 minutes on Monday Night Raw. Fans have criticized Becky and Seth, myself included, for weirdly not actually having much on-screen romantic chemistry, with their segments together feeling slightly stilted. Lynch has addressed these thoughts in the best way she knows how, by owning everyone on the Twitter. Yo Rollins, internet says we need to work on our chemistry. Will you gorilla press me like this after we win on Monday? With a gif of the Patrick Swayze lift from Dirty Dancing, which she followed up with burns on her opponent from last week's Raw. Update Maria Kanellis, tried this and almost impregnated myself. And tonight's intergender tag match opponent of Zelina Vega and Andrade. Unfortunately, the only small child I'll carry now is Zelina on Monday. Also tell Andrade to ask his old lady, which is his real-life girlfriend Charlotte Flair, what it's like to get beaten repeatedly by the man. And Rambo Apocalypse CrossFit Jesus' contribution to defending his and Becky's love was by tweeting C8H11NO2 plus C10H12N20 plus C4 3H6 6N12O12S2, which for a change isn't Seth making a reference to his bank account. It's the chemical equation for the feeling of love. Which can also cause schizophrenia, extreme paranoia, and insanity. Run, Becky! He's going to turn heel on you! But even if Seth and Becky's on-screen relationship was clicking, they'd still have been overshadowed in their segment last week by the baffling case of Mike and Maria Kanellis. This is the greatest cock I've ever known. Segway! Seth and Becky took on Mike and Maria Kanellis in an intergender tag on last week's episode of Raw, but the match quickly became more about both Mike's literal and metaphorical manhood. The Kanellis reportedly asked for their WWE releases at the start of this year, and Maria teased that both their contracts were expiring at the end of last month. Last week, though, PW Insider revealed the couple had re-signed lucrative 5-year deals worth $500,000 per year. Just the latest example of a high-figure contract for relatively low-level talent WWE has signed to stop the flow of talent to other companies like New Japan, ROH, and, most importantly, All Elite Wrestling. So WWE immediately started to reap the returns on their investment by booking the Kanellis against two of the promotion's top stars on their flagship show, which saw Mike tapping out to Becky's disarm person, and Maria revealing to him that she's pregnant, but she doesn't know how because he isn't man enough to put a baby in her. So what exactly is going on backstage? During last week's episode, Pro Wrestling Sheet's Ryan Satin observed this could be a storyline that's been planned for a while now. When Mike and Maria re-signed with WWE, a source of mine told me there was a pitch to do some sort of cucking angle with them. Fast forward to a few weeks later, and Maria is now on Raw calling Mike her bitch, and commentary is pointing it out. It was an excruciating burial of Mike Kanellis that will take months and months of very good booking for him to come back from, and PW Insider reported soon after that Maria was indeed pregnant, but the couple only informed WWE about it after they'd signed the 5-year deals. It was speculated the segment was a way to punish the Kanellis, but now a few sites and Maria herself are claiming something else. Wrestling Inc. have reported that Mike and Maria actually re-signed with WWE in early June, but only learned Maria was pregnant a week and a half ago. WWE was already aware the Kanellis wanted another baby, and them signing the couple is apparently part of the company trying to make their environment more modernized for working mothers. That includes having a room for young children at their 4 major pay-per-views, as well as scheduled time off for family events. Maria plans on working through her pregnancy for as long as doctors will allow, and intends on returning to WWE as soon as she's medically cleared. Maria herself has taken to Instagram to argue her and Mike re-signing is actually part of a much larger progressive step for herself and women in the wrestling industry, particularly WWE, comparing it to her previous run in the noughties and, in a classic "Page here" move, somehow blamed wrestling fans for WWE's historic misogyny. Fans circa 2009, I can't believe they treat Ditzy Maria so bad. Why are the matches so short? Why can't a diva be older than 35? Where are women's rights? Fans circa 2019. I can't believe Maria got pregnant again. How dare she have a family? She can't work and have a family. At the end of the day, WWE was where I started, and it's where I wanted to complete my career. And when they came to the table with the opportunity to have a family and a career, it sealed the deal. People think they know everything, but it's all in the details. I'll still complain I have freedom of speech. I also have the ability to change things by using my voice, i.e., first woman to sign a contract with Ring of Honor, first woman to work long-term with New Japan, etc. You may not like it, but I don't do it for you. Unsurprisingly, another force behind the Cuck storyline on Raw was its new executive director, Paul Heyman. The sensationalist soap opera booking is a very Heyman trait, and Dave Meltzer has confirmed as much with his backstage sources, writing, "It was clear the Strowman-Lashley segment and the Mike and Maria Kanellis segment were clearly Heyman ideas, which has been confirmed." The Wrestling Observer has also corroborated PW Insider's report from last week that Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson have agreed or actually re-signed with WWE for 5-year deals. Anderson and Gallows are reportedly committed to the company and their new main event faction push as the Club with AJ Styles. And they're not the only acts we're going to be seeing more of on WWE TV from now on. As Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio are both returning from outer brief periods off from injury. Firstly is Mysterio, who WWE have already officially announced for tonight's episode of Raw, after the former United States champion had to relinquish his title due to a shoulder injury he sustained in May's Money in the Bank. Not because he unfairly won that championship while Samoa Joe's shoulders were up. Orton got no such send-off though, disappearing from out of nowhere over the last few weeks on SmackDown. Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp has now revealed the reason for his absence, writing Randy has been dealing with somewhat of a neck injury which got jammed up in a live event match last month. As Orton already had some vacation time coming up, he was given an extra 2 weeks off to rest up. He's expected to return to WWE TV imminently. Interestingly, Randy's injury came after a series of house show matches against Aleister Black, meaning it could actually be Orton who's been playing Knockdown Ginger on Black's cupboard for the last half year, and they'll be facing each other at Extreme Rules. But while those WWE stars are returning to Raw and SmackDown, one former WWE wrestler has just announced he'll be making his comeback to the entire industry. After an almost 2-year break, the former Damien Sandow in WWE, now called Aaron Rex, has revealed he'll be making his return to wrestling on Twitter.
Well, you might as well hear it from me first. I'm here in Toronto at Battle Arts Academy. I attended a wrestling show and I had an epiphany. I've been gone for 2.5 years. Look what's happened to the world. Look what's happened to the business. The world needs me and the business needs me. So tonight, the Millennial Slayer was born. Stay tuned.
If only there was a new wrestling promotion founded by Sandow's former Rhodes Scholars tag team partner Cody he could make his return in. CM Punk to AEW Damien Sandow to AEW confirmed. And he's not the only wrestler sparking speculation on Twitter. Because meanwhile, in Japan, a wild Sasha Banks has been spotted hanging out with some of the country's top wrestlers. Banks hasn't been seen on WWE TV since her and Bayley lost the Women's Tag Team Championships to the Iconics at WrestleMania 35. After which Sasha reportedly tried to quit the company. She apparently apparently had a positive meeting with Vince McMahon in May though, and has been filming footage for WWE 2K20, hinting that she'll make her return to WWE over the summer. Before then though, she's visited several top Japanese wrestlers over the last few days, including going for dinner with Pro Wrestling Noah's Marufuji, working out with wrestler, bodybuilder, and J-pop star Reika Saiki, and also hanging out with Joshi wrestler Mina Shirakawa. Sasha is a longtime fan of Japanese professional wrestling, and the trip comes after numerous social media teases about her leaving WWE, including liking positive posts about AEW. While her meeting with McMahon is said to have gone well in May, that was before Dean Ambrose proved you can find success outside the company, reinventing himself as Jon Moxley in both AEW and New Japan, something Sasha could now be considering herself. One other notable part of those pictures though, besides where she is and the people she's hanging out with, is that Banks has dyed her hair back to her trademark purple, suggesting she's nearing an in-ring return. And it just so happens that Amalie Arena in Florida has updated their website to now list Sasha as one of the featured superstars at the 22nd of July episode of Raw. What huge death in Avengers Endgame was changed? Find out the crazy backstage story by clicking the Screen Stalker video on the right, and who won WrestleTalk's Screen Grapple Awards for the worst way to stretch a match over an ad break. Click the video below that to find out. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was wrestling.